DeepSeek, right? It's become a verb because apparently the Chinese have figured out a cheaper mousetrap on AI. I don't know as I entirely buy it. We just put a report out about this last night, which I think you will find very, very interesting. Go to 76 Report or 76research.com, use code word dollar, sign up. You can get our research there, or look at those model portfolios, because we have 3 different model portfolios that really help you invest in this new MAGA movement and this new economy. We have American Resilience. We have an income builder portfolio. We have an inflation protection portfolio. I really encourage you to do that. But Rob and I put out a piece just last night that basically looked at what was going on with DeepSeek and what it meant for technology. And Donald Trump had the right answers on this. He's like, look, you know what? If it makes us more competitive, all the better. I'm just going to say this. Don't you think it's a little bit weird that China comes out with this? Like, just 48 hours after, for goodness sakes, 48 hours after we announced this huge investment, $500 million, billion dollars, forgive me, $500 billion, all in AI. I mean, with Larry Ellison and the Japanese, let me tell you, the Chinese are up to something. It was like, people were like, oh, it's their Sputnik moment. Are they trying to prove like they can do this so much better? But Trump had a good reaction. It's like, okay, if you can do it better, guess what? It's just better for us because we have the investment, we have the people, we have the engineers, and we have the companies that are doing this. So I would just say, look, the market freaked out, but ultimately what you want to bet on are really good companies for the long run. Oh, Leslie, you are super generous. Thank you so much. I just want to give, Leslie was one of our very, very first people here on this channel. So she and I have a special relationship. She's advising Letitia to get a hobby or some therapy or something. Leslie, the problem is, Leslie Kimbrell, everyone, the problem is this is all Letitia has, right? The only reason we're even talking about her, the only reason you or I even know her name is because she's out there going on and on and on about Trump all the time. That's her only reason for existence. It's her only reason for being. Go back to all those campaign tapes that she was like, I'm going to go get Trump. I'm going to get Trump. I'm your answer to getting Trump. I have steel in my backbone or whatever. I mean, so, I agree with you. She needs to get a hobby. She needs to retire. She needs some therapy, but she's not going to do any of it because she's just thinking about her next political move. And I wouldn't be surprised if the woman, believe it or not, has presidential ambitions, which is terrifying. But this is why she's saying stuff like that.
Under my leadership, my office sued Donald Trump over 100 times. And the basis of all of that was Project 2025. So he cannot distance himself from something that he has attempted to implement when he was president of these United States. And
okay, but you know what? Whatever. Project 2025. It's actually pretty good. It's actually really good. And there's a lot of smart people that were involved in it, I'm just going to say, but like everybody was freaking out about that. Some of my friends over at Heritage had a hand in that. It was all Heritage and it's great. Like you can go to Project 2025. We've talked about that. They're not like mysterious. They're very proud of their work. And a lot of really smart people, including ones with a real heavy familiarity with the Constitution, constitutional law scholar types, were putting a lot of effort into figuring out what could and couldn't be done as Donald Trump was coming back into office, because they wanted to be ready, right? Like you want to be ready. You don't want to sit there and have to finagle and hope and pray that this or that happens, because then you're not on offense, you're on defense. And that's what they did last time around. And we can't have that, because then we're going to be in a Russia situation all over again. All over again. A piece of my mind looking at the whole DeepSeek AI thing. It's from China. Do you think DeepSeek is going to be something that you would download on your phone? I just asked you guys a question, because I'm telling you right now, there's no way I would be downloading a Chinese AI app, like the equivalent of ChatGPT. ChatGPT freaks me out enough, right? Like your innermost thoughts, okay, I'm worried about this, I'm worried about that. If you have a health question, whatever, and you go to ChatGPT, they know everything about you. Think about what somebody could do with that data and information. If you thought TikTok was bad, piece of my mind, just imagine what it becomes if it's a version of ChatGPT and it's from China. It's some kind of giant spying operation. But, whether or not their technology is that good, I haven't vetted it because I'm not willing to download the darn thing. But some people say it's good. Others are kind of like, who knows? Don't forget, there were reporters like the Bloomberg reporter and the Wired reporter. They all put this out. I would just point out something really interesting. And Rob and I talked about this in the note last night at 76 Research. DeepSeek, I keep wanting to say DeepSeek, but DeepSeek has been around for a while. Like, people knew about it back in early December. In fact, I think one of the big Bloomberg articles was actually back in early December. So why did it all of a sudden become a thing on Saturday and Sunday of last weekend? Other than the Chinese were trying to fire back against our big investment into AI. I'm just saying. Think about the timing of it and think about how they need to fight back against Trump. And they need to do it in this new kind of way. And what is it that resonates with Donald Trump? Money, business. Those are the things that he really cares about. So I just have a lot of questions still. And it was not a reason for me to say, okay, I'm going to sell all technology right now because, look, I'm in it for the long haul. If you're retiring next year, I get it. That's why we have the income builder portfolio, not to talk about markets too much. I want to get to other stories today, but that's why we have the income builder portfolio. And I do encourage you guys to go take a look there, 76research.com, at all of those model portfolios. But there's different sort of scales. One is for growth. And so it's going to be more tech heavy, the American Resilience portfolio. One is going to be more for income building. It's called the income builder portfolio.